What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another Blueprint episode of Call of Duty Mobile. So today we're going to be talking about the final item that I actually unlocked for the Halloween series armory. And that, of course, is the iconic AK47 Pumpkinhead. So what you are looking at right now is potentially one of the oldest legendary skins in this game's existence. It was around the very first months of Call of Duty Mobile, where I think this game actually came out during, near like the Halloween season. And of course, I mean, this game has continued to live on. But originally, this weapon actually wasn't supposed to be a legendary. From what I've seen, it actually was an epic at some point. However, I could be wrong about that. I mean, I did play the game for a little bit when it first released. Just little moments of time. I mean, I was still busy with Black Ops 4 at that moment. So I didn't really put in too much effort into this game until like maybe Once Upon a Time on Rust, Season 6. My first legendary actually was an AK-47 skin, but it was actually the Wrath Black and Gold. I did get that within a bundle. So apparently a few people got that within a draw, other people got that from a bundle, and I was one of those lucky people, but I kind of forgot, or I didn't even realize that the AK-47 Pumpkinhead was even a thing at the time. I kind of just... It was just something that I overlooked when the game first came out. I didn't really realize that it was such a popular skin until later on. But I've received a lot of opportunities to pick up the skin before. I mean, I think within the second Halloween update, we ended up getting like a Redux draw for it. That little spooky Raiden looking skin that goes with this type of gun. But I never thought about picking it up. I think there were probably times also where it was at a discount, but even then I never bothered to give in, and there has been plenty of opportunities to pick it up within the For You section, and even then I still did not buy the draw. I mean, I bought a few things within the draw, but nothing like this. So yes, I kind of have refrained from picking up this weapon for a long time, since I basically had the Wrath Black and Gold, the Kurumaku Prestige, as well as the Radiance. But I will say this, I was kind of expecting at some point for the game to kind of like put me in a position where I did need to buy it. I mean, I know needs kind of like a nuanced term in this type of game, but since I've been collecting legendary skins for a long time, I knew at some point I was gonna have to pick this up. And I mean, the devs did a pretty good job in giving you a good incentive with the mythic calling card, the legendary frame, even the animated medal that shows up on your profile. However, I think it was a good time to wait, given the fact that I might have gotten it for a steal, given how generous this draw was to me. But yeah, so I guess here I am 4 years later, finally reviewing this skin. And I know probably some of you guys have been wanting me to review this for a very, very long time, but I just never had the chance until now. So what do I actually think about this legendary skin? So I'll tell you this, it fucking blows. So throughout the entire time that I was using it within these gameplays, and even, later on after I stopped recording, I don't like it. I would say it's probably the worst legendary, like right next to Wrath Black and Gold. And I am fully aware that this is one of the earliest legendary skins in the game, but holy shit, the Iron Sight does not help at all. You're really just better off using some epic skin if you don't have any other legendary skin, or if you do have the mythic, I'd rather just use that than this. So I admit the effects are pretty cool. I mean, it's nothing really too crazy. The effects are mainly around the skeleton, but also there are flame portions of the weapon, certain designs that do have animations within them, specifically around the barrel and the magazine that is animated. But of course, given how you're holding the weapon in first person, you're almost never really going to see that unless you're reloading, and even then your hand is pretty much covering the whole thing, so you can't even see the animations right there. And given that this is one of the more primitive legendary skins in this game, there's no effects even if you kill someone. So yeah, there's nothing there. I mean, the death effect is pretty cool. It's actually a lot better than I expected it to be, but other than that, I mean, that's really the only plus for this legendary skin. Another harsh criticism that I could say I do have with this skin is probably the fact that it's not really creative when it comes to its sound effects. So I'm kind of aware, somewhat maybe, I don't even know at this point. If this is the first legendary skin for the AK-47, why does it sound like it's the Wrath Black and Gold? Like the shooting sound is basically the exact same. Upon editing the video, I did notice that it was a little different back in the day. I mean, it was just like it had like a normal AK47 sound, but then eventually around one of the season 11s of whatever year it was for this game, based on what I saw in the YouTube video, it did change to the Wrath Black and Gold sound. But you know, you had all this time to, you know, actually replace, like, you know, just to change the sound or do some modifications to it to make it more appealing for this draw, but they just never did. And it shows, since I don't really see a lot of people using this type of AK-47. The ones I see usually the most are either, actually I don't even see a lot of AK-47s unless it's maybe the Radiants, but if anything, I mean, yeah, it's this one I've probably seen the least. I've seen a few people with the Wrath Black and Gold. It's very rare to see that. And, you know, with the Chromaker Prestige, I did see quite a bit of people when that first came out. But when it comes to the Pumpkinhead, I have not seen a lot of people use this at all. I think the last time I actually did see anyone use this was back in, like, I think around the first anniversary, you know, like the second Halloween season. And that's basically it. I never saw this thing again. Up until this very season, it was actually probably one of the more rare legendary skins to find. And I get it, because it's one of the older skins. Despite the fact that it was in the For You section for a very long time, if anything, in most situations it was. Yeah, I never really saw this too often. But I don't see why anyone would pick it up, given that there's way better options. It's a sad fact that, you know, the older legendaries are kind of just tossed aside for the new ones since they're a lot more advanced. You know, I think the only one that's pretty decent from the past, I would say, is maybe the I don't know if this sounds too bold, but maybe the Cordite 0G was probably one of the better old ones. But as for the other ones, I mean, yeah, they weren't really that great. I mean, even like, I know a lot of people do like kind of hold the Dream Crystal to high prestige, or I guess to high esteem, I guess. It's not, I mean, you never see it. And even then, I mean, it's just an animated skin on a base version of like the Man of War or the Pharaoh. Of course, the same could be said about the Color Spectrum KN-44. I mean, it had a different design when it first came out, but when the Redux came out, yeah, it had a newer, I guess, rainbowish design with, like, you know, gold iron sights and everything. I mean, yeah, that looks cool. It's pretty iconic at this point, but also a very rare skin that I don't really see a lot of people using, because they either had the Mystic Fox or the Dance of Death or some other epic KN-44 skin. Mainly probably the Frosted Spikes. I've seen that a lot. So my final thoughts on the weapon, not really that great, not really worth using, but if it's in the name of getting, you know, the Mythic Calling card for the collection and finally getting COD Mobile to shut up about me getting this gun, obviously, yeah, I mean, it's yeah, COD Mobile does that to me sometimes, especially with the Lapa. That Neymar draw was there for so long, and the moment I decided to get it, it pretty much went away the very next week. So yeah, I guess this will shut them up. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD Mobile content. I'll see you guys next time.